everybody. We're going to do a painting together today, hopefully. This is impromptu. I have an idea of what I want to paint. I want to paint a beach scene. We're going to start with a sky. I'm going to list everything that I'm using so that you can get your stuff together. So I'm going to post this on YouTube, and you can go and make a list. I'll put it in the direction box below as well. And anyway, we're going to do a beach scene. It's hot here in Texas, and so I need some water. Anyway, I've got my colors. So we've got, let me see what kind of blue. This is cobalt blue, titanium white, yellow ochre, burnt umber, and Mars black. So these are the colors we'll be using. I'm going to be using a size 9 flat brush to start the sky. Anyway, I'm going to be using that, and I have my water and a paper towel to wipe the brush off with. So what I want to do is I want to start off with the sky. And the sky is only going to come down about a third of the way to get the horizon. And so we'll mark those as we go. And then I'm just going to pick up a little blue on my brush. And then we're just going to start doing like round circular motions. You can also go around the edges of your canvas if you want. That'll be you'll have your own frame if you want to do that. And then you can just be ready for hanging. So anyway, we're just going to go across here and get the sky. Add a little white here. That'll kind of add a cloud look to it. And just a circular motion all the way across. I want it a little darker on the top. That way the horizon is going to be lighter. So we're just going to go around in circles and until we get our sky the way we want it. So you can just play around. You don't want to go too much. If you do too much, you're going to overthink it, and then it's going to start looking like you overworked it. We don't want to overwork it. So at any rate, just keep moving around till the sky is looking like the way you want it. We're just going to keep using this in circular motions. And come down to, let's just say our third mark is going to be, let's put a mark right here. We're going to go back over here, kind of measure, put a mark right there. So that's kind of where I want my horizon. So we're going to go back in and just keep working the sky till we get down to there. I'm going to add a little bit of water to my brush just so it's a little more fluid. And just keep working it. It doesn't have to be like, extremely perfect, but just get it to the place where you're pretty happy with your sky. I'm going to add a little more white down to the horizon area. Kind of come across here. And then what you want to do after you get your horizon to the place where you're happy with the color, the lightness of it, then what you want to do is you want to come back over. I'm not really quite happy with this side, but we'll just work with it just till you're satisfied with what your sky is looking like. Kind of want to blend that in a little bit so it doesn't look like paint strokes, but a little bit of paint strokes is okay because this is just an interpretation. This is not a photographic picture look, so you're not going for that. So then what you want to do, I'm going to get some of this blue off my paint here. Off my paintbrush. And I want to pick up white on my brush and kind of flatten the brush out a little bit, because I want to go from point A to point B to kind of come in and do a horizon. So we're just going to come across here. I'm going to use my pinky. Keep your eye over on your horizon and try to draw as straight a line as you can. And then you can work that horizon in a little bit. So we're making our horizon on the water. So this is the sky, and where the sky and the water meet. And so there's your line for your horizon. And then what we want to do is we're going to go back in. I dropped some paint down there, but I guess it's going to be okay because that's going to be water anyway. So then you want to go back in and do your water. And your water is going to start dark again. And this time I'm going to use the same brush, but this time you want to go crossways. You want to kind of crisscross it, and it's going to be darker again at the beginning. You know, at the horizon, the water will be a little bit darker. And so we're just going to start doing water. And that way, if you crisscross it, it kind of looks more like waves instead of circular clouds. But I still want a straight line at the horizon. I don't want it crissy-crossing. So we'll just kind of do a little straighter line here. We can always go back in and work on the horizon if you've gotten away from your little white line of the horizon. We can always go in and work it a little bit more. So at any rate, you kind of get the idea that that's kind of looking like waves on the ocean when you do this crisscross thing. So you can go in and pick up a little more. I pick up white and blue, and that way it won't just be a flat blue. I don't like, nothing is just a one flat color. There's movement, there's lighting from the sun, waves that have little white caps also. So you want to just kind of work that in. Work this a little bit so it doesn't look like my straight line, which it kind of does. And this can kind of, you can do some white things across here, which kind of looks like, waves coming and kind of crashing. You kind of add some of that texture to it. Kind of looks like little white caps kind of coming up. Anyway, you just keep working that down till you're about another 1/3. So you're going to be 1/3 from the bottom, because we want to make room for the beach. So right now we're just kind of getting the water, and it's going to get lighter as it gets closer. Just the horizon starts lighter from the sky and gets darker as it gets up high. The water starts darker on the horizon and then gets lighter as it gets towards the beach. So that's kind of your guide of where you want to go with this. Anyway, it's already, I'm already feeling cooler here in Texas. This is not Galveston. We would have to add some brown and green, I think, but at any rate, maybe it's the Atlantic. The Atlantic is such a pretty color. Florida is so pretty. I got lots of family and friends in Florida right now, keeping them in my prayers. Florida seems to be the hot spot, they say, for COVID. We're in a weird time, people. So we just stick together and love one another, and not let any of this mess turn us away from one another. We have to be together. We can't be divided. Don't let anything divide us, right? Anyway, crisscrossing away till I get down to where I think I want the beach to start. And you know, you can even make it where the beach goes higher and the water kind of comes in like you're in a little kind of a cove area, which is kind of cool. So just, you know, you can just add your, this down here doesn't need to be, you know, as spot on as the horizon does, because, you know, the beach isn't an even horizon, so, or an even line, not horizon. At any rate, you just keep working this until you get it to where you like what it's looking like. And I haven't rinsed my brush off. I'm still using this brush with the same stuff, the same paint that I've had on. I'm adding a little bit of white to it just to kind of lighten it up in this area as it gets closer to the beach. But I do want it to kind of blend in with the rest of the water. Anyway, I think we're, I need to probably be done. I could work this forever. I'm bad at that. Anyway, I believe you might want to add just a little more. A little more waves looking kind of wave. Things coming. I think that's going to be a big wave for a surfer right there. Anyway, there is the beach. We can take a moment and wash our brush out. You know, I've got water here and a paper towel to dry my brush, but I'm going to get the blue off of here, and we're going to kind of go in and use we're going to do sandy stuff. My brown and my black kind of ran into each other. What I'm going to do with the sand, I'm probably going to add a little more white to my palette. I didn't do a lot of white before, and I'm going to be using some white in the sand. So now let's see what our beach is going to start looking like. I'm going to get a little bit of brown and a little bit of yellow ochre, and then I'm going to go in here and touch on some white, and then we're going to start doing kind of the same thing. It's going to be kind of darker here, and here you just want to smush it on. I don't really want to, I'm going to get a different brush. I'm going to get this brush here because it's going to be a better beach brush, I think. I usually wet my brush. I don't know, some people do. Some people like to use it dry. I kind of like to use it wet because it doesn't absorb so much paint. And so we're doing the same thing. I'm going to get a little brown, a little bit of yellow ochre, some white, and then we're just going to smush it around. I'm going to have to hold my painting because my easel's not quite where I want it to be. I mean, not quite as sturdy as I'd like it. I'm going to have to get me a different easel. I kind of like the way that's looking. I'm going to go around here and catch a little more of this brown. Kind of bouncing around here. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Painting is therapy for me. Music is therapy for me. Keeps my mind focused on, you know, something positive. And plus, when it's over, you've got a really nice piece of art that you can give to somebody that you love, or hang up in your house to be proud of it. I'm going to get more white, and this bottle is so getting empty. I love the sound of paint coming out of a tube. All right. So we're going to add a little more white and brown to the brush. I'm going to come over here and just keep hitting this canvas, just smushing my brush on it. No real strokes, just pushing that brush. And these are like cheapo brushes you can get anywhere, like Home Depot for $1. So that's why I like them, because they're really cool for effects and they're very inexpensive. So the thing about art is you know, you can go spend a ton of money and have all kinds of very cool tools, but you don't have to. You know, you can go and get, you know, there are craft stores that have have these on sale, canvases. So you could probably get a 3-pack of canvases for like maybe $15, which is 3 awesome pictures. Sometimes they have them on sale for cheaper. You can go and get a few paint brushes from, you know, like a hardware store, and then you can order paint online or just buy them when they go on sale at your craft stores. And your basic colors like blue, red, yellow, white, and black, you can make all kinds of colors with those. And so you can just get the basics. Like I'm just using how many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors on this whole painting. So you don't have to go crazy and buy, you know, stock up an art studio. You can start off small and start painting. You don't have to wait till you have a ton of money. You can just kind of go and get in it. Get on into it. What I want to do, I'm going to get this beach where I want it a little bit better. And then what I want to do is I want to kind of get the beach and the water to meet and let the beach kind of go into the water so that it looks like, you know, the water is, you know, the beach is definitely part of the ocean, so it doesn't stop at the water's edge, it continues. And so we want to give that impression as we get closer to the water. At any rate, I think this is kind of looking pretty good. I don't know what you guys think. You know, give me some comments, man. I have a Hearts Found YouTube channel where Jackson and I have been doing cooking classes for everyone, because, you know, cooking is also culinary art is still art and still creative. And, you know, we do best as a, you know, we were created to create. I just honestly believe that. Our creator is a creator, and we're created in his image and likeness. And so I believe we're the happiest when we are creating. That's cool. That kind of looks like grass. You know how on the beach there's usually like dried dead grass and stuff coming up? I think that's cool. I'm gonna leave that, and I'm gonna kind of maybe use that and do more of that for sure. So anyway, we're gonna kind of get in here and meld this in with the water if it hasn't dried yet. But seeing that the beach goes out to the water, through the water some, I'm very lightly just kind of running my brush across the water to make it look like the sand has gone into the water, which it does. So we want those colors to kind of come together and meld a little bit. So, and then I can come back over and do some more. I want to do that a little bit lighter. I don't want that to get too dark right in there, but at any rate, that's so much fun. I have a good time doing this. I'm happy to paint with you. I hope you're having a good time painting with me. I hope that y'all go and get your stuff, your supplies, and then come back and watch this again I'm going to do kind of a thing where it looks like maybe a kind of a sand, like a hill. I don't know if I can get that impression, but shadows and lighting are amazing tools you can use to do some neat stuff. I don't know if that really is doing what I want it to do on the beach, but what you can do is you can get your little brush that you used before, my little flat brush, and kind of come out, get some white, and kind of make, you know, some little waves that are coming up to the shore. You know how it kind of foams at the shore, but you know, I'm going to get a little more blue to kind of get this water coming in a little more to the beach, but see how that works. Anyway, just work it and see if you can get it where you're happy with it. And don't overthink, don't overwork. Sometimes I'm real good at that, but till you get it to a place where you're, you know, real happy with what it's looking like.